Welcome to Tangling Along with me. Today we are going to make one of the Zentangle tiles. If you don't have a square tile like this, you can cut it out of a piece of paper, or you can use a book or something in a smaller size. Maybe draw out a square on a piece of paper for this. It's around 3.5 inches times 3.5 inches. That's a normal Zentangle size. I am going to start with relaxing in my body, taking a deep breath, and I'm just going to be grateful for right here and right now, grateful for doing this together with you, and just going to enjoy tangling. So we're starting with the 4 dots, 1 in each corner, like that, and then I'm just going to make the box. And if I don't hit these dots, it's also okay. And I'm going to make a border string, I think, here. So I'm just placing my string like if it's a border in the middle, and I'm going to place my pencil to the side. I'm going to work with my black Micron PN today. You can use the old one if you rather want that, or maybe even another color. So I'm going to make a border in this one, and I'm gonna do this pattern right here because I found that quite interesting. So it's you can start up with drawing up the lines here. So I actually am gonna do that first. Just drawing up the 2 lines from our string. And then I'm going to start on the line, going a bit over, and then ending up on the other side of the line. So I'm kind of making a tiny shape here, so starting on the line, going over and bending around to the other side of the line. And I'm gonna do 3 of these, and mine are really close to each other, so I might, okay, let's just continue here. So I'm just going to make kind of a printemps here, and coloring in that piece. Then I'm just going to make 3 more of these curvy lines. And you can always continue, just make a space. And you can make this shape more outstanding here if you want to. But remember, there's no mistake in Zentangle. I actually think I would have a few lines coming down right here. So I'm just going to make my printemps in all of these spaces here. Starting around the middle of the line, going to the top, to the side of the next line, down to the bottom, and back to the line where I started, and then into the spiral and the black orb. There we go. That's the first pattern. Then I'm going to this place right here and I'm making this next pattern. And I'm thinking of starting here in the taller spot here and then just going down. So I have a nice width here between the two. It's a little more than 1 finger wide. So I'm just trying to make them the same wide all the way around. I'm just gonna turn this around to be able to make this a little easier for me. So this one is kind of starting on one side, going to the other side and then back in kind of a zigzag. And in the next here I'm just going to do the total opposite and so on. So here I would be coming from this side and over, and that should have been touching, but that's okay, like that. Now I can turn it back on. Then at the bottom of this shape we got here, I am going to make this little arrow shape, or what you will call that. And I do that every time I have this shape. So here I actually have that shape here, so I would have it right here, and the same up here it would also be, and then here on that side, and I would have it over here as well, like that. Then I'm going from that shape and out, so I'm going up and out, like that. And if it's easier for you, you can color in this little shape right here. So I'm just going to find the places where I have these shapes. Here. I'm gonna turn it so that I don't put my hand into the black ink up here. Actually, there's one of these tops, or down here when it's turned like this. So I'm just filling in the space with my black Micron, and this here. Just take your time with the filling of these black spaces. This way you can avoid a small spot where there are no ink, because you really can see those spots. There you go. So I'm gonna do this on both sides of the middle line here, like that. And again, I'm gonna do that everywhere where I have one of these. So I have mine right here, so I would have one of these lines visible. So I'm going to draw that line in that I do see. And I would have a line coming up here. And then here they would come from somewhere down here and up. So I'm just imagining where I have the bottom part of this one, and then just drawing up the line, or the two lines coming from the bottom somewhere. And then over here, like that. And then we are going to go in at these lines here. Let's start with this one, and I'm just going to place a tiny C shape, and I'm going to aura that C shape all the way up here. Like that. And I'm just gonna do that in all of these rooms. And take your time with this. You're in no kind of hurry. And they don't have to line up here. That's just me. I prefer it like that. But you don't have to make them line up. I love this pattern. And then of course you do this in all of these shapes, and as good as you can in every one of the rest of these. And turn your workspace if needed, or your tile, so that your hand is rested all the time. just need a little over here as well. There we go. So that was that pattern. That turned out pretty neat. So now here we're going to take a third pattern and we're going to use this one for that. So again, I'm going to draw my grid. And again, I'm starting from the high point and I'm making the rooms here around the same size as the one we just made. So I'm just creating the start grid here and making squares or something like that. They don't have to be all square. There we go. So that's the start of this one. So here, let's start here. I'm going to take here in the middle, place 2 orbs. Gonna do the same down here and around the middle of the line. I'm gonna do that on all 4 sides, and then I'm making a curvy line from the middle of the 2 orbs on one side to the middle of 2 orbs on the other side, just like that. That's a pattern, and I'm gonna do that in all of these squares we have. So you see, it don't matter if the squares are not totally square. And the size of your orbs, you decide those yourself. You could make them bigger than mine if you want to. It's up to you. There's no mistakes here. And maybe you could even find something totally new while doing one of these tangles. Then I'm gonna go down here and do the same. You won't see that one, so I'm just gonna keep working right here like that. And then I need up here do exactly the same thing. So this is actually just a fragment used in a grid. And I like this fragment a lot. There we go. That was that pattern. It's really, really easy. And we could stop here and just put some shading in there, but I think I'm going to, I think I'm just going to put a little color in there. So I have my pink Micron PN here, and I'm just going to place some kind of colors in here. I'm not sure what to do right now. Maybe aura this inside star shape, or what you call that shape. Just to give it a little more interest. Let's put that to the side, so I have room for working. And up here, and the last one. So that's one way to put some color in there. And you can also choose to color in some of these triangular shapes here. Again, to put a little more interest. Color in, so in there. You could have used a jelly roll, maybe some gold or silver if you wanted to. So there's really no rules for what to do with these done tangles. So I'm just taking one of the upper corners, coloring that in, and then taking the opposite corner at the bottom and color that in. And just take our time. And I'm turning my tile so it's lying nice for my hand, so I don't have to over strengthen my hand, my wrist. Instead of coloring in these ends here, you could make some aura lines. That's also a way to put in some interest in a picture drawing. And you can see that gives it a little neat interest with doing nothing much. Just simple lines. Really can do a lot of difference in a picture. There we go. I like that. I'm stopping here because this one is hard to give some color, so I'm just gonna leave it as is right now. And now I'm going to the graphite and the shading. I'm finding this pattern here, and I'm just going to place some graphite here around the bottoms of this ones. Using my Tortillion. Oh, and I forgot the place over here. There we go. Using my Tortillion. I'm softening out the graphite to make my shadow. So I did the top of the shape, so I'm gonna do the same up here. Going out in the tops. Like that, and again using my Tortillion. But you can shade this pattern in a lot of different ways. I'm just choosing to do it like this today. So I'm just going to do these small pieces up here. There we go. I think I'm gonna go over to this one. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do here. Maybe I'm just going to follow these C lines here on the outside. Let's see, taking my Tortillion again. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to take the bottom part first, because that fits into my wrist movements. Using my Tortillion again, just in small circle movements. Moving the graphite around on the paper. And on these and again small circle movements. And then I'm going to turn this one around, and then I'm going to do the opposite sides here. And again with my Tortillion. And continuing to do that. Take these at the same time. And just take your time and enjoy this process. You can always take your graphite pen and go in and darken up the edge here around if you want to, and you can always use the Tortillion again. This way you can make your shadows a little darker if you like that. So you can go ahead and do that on all of these places if you want to, or just a few of them. It's all up to you. I kind of like that. So I'm going to leave it like this. I want to do something here, so I think I'm going to place a little here in the inside of the spiral. Just very loosely with the pencil, and then I'm just using my Tortillion to drag this color out from the middle. So I'm just pushing it around. No, I'm drawing now. That's my big cat. Sorry about that. So I'm just doing that, and you can always add more graphite here if you want to. Maybe here along this line over here. Well, I like that. And I want this ribbon to stand up, so I'm just going to place a heavy hand of graphite all the way down this line here. Again, using my Tortillion. For making it into a shadow. I'm gonna turn it around and do the same over here. Again, quite heavy-handed along this line. Using my Tortillion. And if I think I want it darker, I can always do it one more time. Dragging this the graphite down the line where I want it. Then I can make a really, really dark line there. The trick with Zentangle is there's no up or down on a tangle or a tile, so you can turn it around just the way you want to, and it will look somehow cool and some way for all sides. He really is angry right now. Remember to put in your chop. I think I'm gonna put mine right here. My little bow. And I did do the last step, looking at my tile from a lot of different angles to see what you like and what you don't like. Maybe you find a place where you think, yeah, it It could have a little more shading there or something like that. I actually think this came out really pretty. I like these 3 patterns a lot. So I'm going to put that to the side for a second, and I'm gonna show you something. So I found this thing on, let's see, that was AliExpress. I think you can find it on eBay as well. It's a little frame, so it has a hinge right here, and you can open it by pushing here. So it have like 2 sides of some really elastic kind of thing, and I found that these fits perfect for our Zentangle tiles. And you can see both sides of the tile, so you could place another tile on the back side if you want to, and then just push the corner into the stand, and you have a standing tile that you can turn around to see another tile. I really like these. I'm going to try to find the link for this little frame, and I will put it in the info box below so you can find it. I think this is very neat. And if you want to change your tile one day, you can always go back, push down here, and open the little frame holder and take out your tiles, or maybe even place another tile in it if you want to. It's a very clever and neat thing. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Have an attitude of gratitude. I'm going to try to find the link for this on AliExpress